Y'all don't need to be sweet, alright? Ready when you are.
Ready? So just start.
Yeah, just
And
start.
it live ready.
Yeah, be like ready as well.
Hi, so my name is Lauren and I'm the owner of Pixie's Patisserie. So we're gonna do some desserts today. The first one would be a toasted coconut carrot cake, and then the second would be a mango tart. So for the carrot cake, you can also substitute the flour for a healthier version. It's totally up to you. It wouldn't change the texture or anything like that. And you can also cut down the sugar depending on your taste. So for today, we're gonna go with the toasted coconut carrot cakes first. So first you will mix the sugar and the egg. And you will whisk together until it gets pale and light. After that, you will add your oil, vanilla, and coconut essence. And then your flour. You have flour, baking soda, and cinnamon, just to give it that extra kick. And then lastly, you will add in your carrot and your coconut, as well as some toasted coconut, which you can do in the oven beforehand. You basically just put it in the oven at about 350 or so till golden brown. From there, you have your mix, which then you will spoon into your cupcake pans, and you bake them for about, let's say, 12 to 15 minutes at 350 in the oven. So you basically just spoon. You don't want to fill it to the top because you don't want it to overflow once you put it in the oven. So you basically fill it about 3/4 of the way. And then you bake. The end product would then be these. So this is how it will come out at the end. And then after that, we basically just do a light icing drizzle, or if you don't want to, you can have it straight like this, is fine. You can also substitute the coconut for pineapple if you don't want to use coconut. So then with this, you basically use your icing sugar and just a little water, or you can use icing sugar and lemon juice to substitute. And you basically just drizzle. And then you can always add some more of the toasted coconut just to give it that finished look. Alrighty, so I have some here all finished that you can taste. And as I said, with the recipe, you can always substitute the sugar and stuff, because I know a lot of people are health conscious and they don't want things to be overly sweet. So you can always cut down the sugar. It doesn't really change the texture unless you go way too far. So if the recipe says 2 cups, I would suggest the least you could go would maybe be a cup. Alright, so y'all can taste these. Can hand them around.
Are you supposed to say it tastes good or not?
Yeah, you gotta tell me if it tastes good.
Take it, you take it.
Alright, so now for the second one.
Thank you very much.
Alright, so now for the second one, we're gonna do the mini mango tarts. So we're using local mangoes, and they don't have to be overly ripe, because you know once they're overly ripe, they're gonna be extra sweet. So we like to do a mixture of ripe and a little under. So basically you're gonna cut them up, you're gonna cube them up, put them in a saucepan with water and sugar. You don't need a hell of a lot of sugar either, but you just need the sugar to actually bring it together, because the mangoes will not come together on its own. So with that, you can also add cornstarch to thicken the mixture as well. But the mixture can be thickened without the cornstarch, because I know some people don't like that cornstarch taste. So you can always just cook it down and just let it reduce and reduce till it gets to a thickened consistency, and it should come like this, where it should be thick enough and not runny. You can actually serve it cold or warm. So with the dough now, the dough is a sweet, we call it like a sweet pastry. Basically it's just flour, butter, icing sugar, eggs, and that's it. So basically what you do is you would cream your icing sugar and your butter together, then add your eggs, flour, and the dough should come out like this, nice and soft. It shouldn't be crumbly or anything like that. If it is crumbly, you probably add too much flour, so you gotta cut back a little bit. With this, then you would basically put it in the fridge for about half an hour just to get it firm up, that you could then roll it. I have brought some that are already finished, so once you roll, you can then cut your circles, put it in your pie pan, and then you will basically just put the filling inside. So with how this recipe is done, with the pie shells, you can actually bake these beforehand, and you can always keep them in the fridge and put any sort of filling in them afterwards. So basically you will bake them in the oven for about 7 to 8 minutes till they're like a light brown color, and then you can go from there. Because the mango is already cooked, it doesn't need to bake long either, so you could put it in, and you would definitely just bake it for about, I would say, 8 minutes or so, depending on the size of the pan you use again. With that, you can also do it without baking it. So you can actually use this, just put it in and put it in the fridge. You can eat them either warm or cold, and then this would be the end product, where you will have a nice golden tart with the mango inside. And then I have these for you to try as well. So one for everybody. I forget you don't want a mango. I don't know what I'm gonna do with you. You're welcome. There you go.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Question, can you use different fruits?
Yes, you can. So you could use mango, you could use pineapple. I wouldn't advise like banana or anything like that, because that can get too soft. You could use golden apples, anything like that. And you would use the same method that you would have done for the mangoes with cooking it down. Same way. I have the recipe here, and I'm going to post it on my IG page so that y'all can see it.
Take picture,
Yes. So that y'all can see it and can go from there. There's always a lot of healthy substitutions you could do. So like I said, with the coconut one, you could always change it to pineapple. You could even do apple as well, and you could do apple for these ones as well. All right, and that's it for me.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Just one more question, can you use honey instead of sugar? Or you know?
For the, if you wanted to do that for the mango tarts, yes. For the carrot cake, it can change the texture. It can change the texture of it. So you could play around with it and see. You never know, it might come out perfect.
I use stuff for you. Thank you.
All right, you're welcome.
Thank
All right,
you. And
Everything tastes wonderful.
thank you. Thank you.
Come on.
You can have the others there. Good for y'all.
I would have another one.
I can have the ones that are uncovered.
Yeah, if you don't want with the icing, you can have them as well.